The first thing I do is I prime my eyes. I'm going to use the Essence I Heart Stage primer, and I'm going to diffuse that all over the eyelids. So to set that, I'm going to use a single shadow from Kalon Kosmetics. I'll list the name on the screen so you can see which shade I use. And then for the crease area, I use Terracotta Matte from Kalon Kosmetics, and I blend that into the crease area, and I use a more fluffier brush to diffuse it all over. And then for the next crease shade, I go in with the shade Desert Sun Matte. I diffuse that into the crease area as well, but I use a more smaller, fluffier brush, and it's focusing more into the bone area where my crease does begin. So I make sure that I blend it out and I pick up a lot of the product. You want to make sure that it does show up onto the skin. So for the outer corner, I'm going to use a matte black eyeshadow from Kalon, and I take a blending brush from Coastal Scents and I focus that more on the outer eye. I make sure I blend everything together so that it's not just sitting there, especially when it comes to black shades. So you want to make sure that it's blended really well into the crease to the outer eye. Now for the lid, I'm going in with the Colourpop Golden State of Mind palette, and I'm taking this more of a penny bronze shade, but it does come off like a gold, like a light gold, but I don't mind it. It's really pretty. I love the shade. It's really pigmented, especially when you wet the shadow. And I'm using more of a goat hair instead of synthetic, so you want to make sure that you use a non-synthetic brush for these palettes. So that's what I did, and then I finish off by blending everything together in the crease. So for the liner, I'm going to tight line around my lashes instead of just doing like a full bow wing liner. I want to do something light just to have a base for the lashes. So I'm going to use the Big Shot mascara from Maybelline, and then for lashes I'm going in with Social Eyelash in Minx 2.0. For face, I use the Jouer foundation, and then I'm going to color correct by using the Benefit Erase Paste. And then for concealer, I go in with the Tarte Shape Tape, and I usually skip the step where I do the lighter one, but you'll see in the video that I do use a lighter one as well. But I like using this to start off and to cover up the color correcting of the Benefit Erase Paste. And then I do contour. I use the cream contour in Oaks on You by Wet n Wild, and I love cream contouring now because it does show up a lot more than you use like a powder and then it looks blotchy. So I prefer to do cream and then use a light hand for powder bronzing. So I contour all over and I go around the forehead area as well. And I'm going to cream contour my nose, and I'm going to use the Kalon Kosmetics Camouflage Cream in medium dark. I'm going to use that only around the nose area because it's not as dark as the Wet n Wild, but it does show up around the nose area, which I prefer because I don't want my nose contour to be so harsh. So that's what I use it for. So I'm going to blend everything out. I'm going to use the Real Technique sponge for blending out the concealer, and then I'm going to use a stippling brush from e.l.f. to kind of like blend the whole contour. And I'm going to use a Sigma brush. I'm going to list it down below. I really like this for the nose area, and it does blend I was going to say concealer, the cream contour around the nose. So I'm gonna brighten up the under eye. I'm gonna use the Tarte Shape Tape, and I do go lighter because I prefer for it to look a lot better in camera and videos, and it does show up. But if I want to just do like a simple look, I'll just go in with the first one and just skip this one. So I'm gonna set my under eyes with the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in light, and then also the loose powder to set the concealer around the fine lines with the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. And I do clean up around the contour area so that it's more pronounced and it's clean. So for bronzing, to set that cream contour, I'm going to use a Too Faced Chocolate Soleil in medium deep, and I use a more fluffier brush so that it can diffuse a lot better, softer, and it's not too harsh like how you would use like an angle brush. And I'm going to use the NYX Blush in Taupe. That's my holy grail nose contour shade. I love it. So I use that to set that bronzing cream shade around the nose. I'm like so out of it right now, I'm sorry guys. So for blush, I'm gonna use the Kalon blush in Pumpkin Spice, and this is like heavy duty pigmented, guys. Like you have to be really careful with this, and even when I went light-handed, I had to really tap off. Like I have to like blot it onto a paper so that it's not too pigmented onto the face. So for highlight, oh my god, this is also from Kalon, and I'm always amazed by this shade and how it goes on. This is their Illuminator in Golden Glow, and I use a new brush from Boi-ing, and it's perfect. It's like it picks up really well. Doesn't matter what brush you use, it's gonna go on so pigmented. So I highlight in the high point areas of my face, and now to set that, I'm going to use the Kalon setting spray, and I'm going to move on to the lips. And also don't forget mascara under your eyes. Okay, so one more thing, I'm going to put an inner tear duct shade, and I think this shade that I use right now is so pigmented and so beautiful, and I'm going to start using this for all my inner tear duct shades. So I'm going to use the Rimmel Extravagant Lip Liner in Addiction. And then for liquid lipstick, I'm going to use ABH in Crush. And I really love this shade. This is perfect. So this is my finished look. Thank you so much guys for watching. Leave me a comment down below. And I hope you like this simple look. And I'll see you guys in my next video.